Psalm 91, the most powerful prayer in the Bible. A prayer that speaks of protection, of refuge, of trust in the Almighty. It is a prayer that has been recited by countless believers throughout the ages, seeking solace in times of trouble, finding strength in moments of weakness. The words of Psalm 91 are like a shield, a fortress against the storms of life. They remind us that we are not alone, that God is always with us, watching over us, guiding us through the darkness. They remind us that no matter what trials we may face, we can find peace and comfort in the arms of the Lord. When we feel lost and afraid, when the world seems to be closing in around us, we can turn to Psalm 91 for reassurance. We can find refuge in its words, knowing that God is our protector, our deliverer, our salvation. We can trust in His promises, knowing that He will never leave us nor forsake us. In times of sickness and suffering, in times of doubt and despair, we can cling to the words of Psalm 91. We can find healing in its verses, strength in its promises, hope in its message of redemption. We can lay our burdens at the feet of the Lord, knowing that He will lift us up and carry us through the darkest of times. For those who are weary and heavy-laden, for those who are struggling to find their way, Psalm 91 offers a beacon of light in the darkness. It reminds us that we are loved, that we are cherished, that we are precious in the eyes of the Lord. It reminds us that we are never alone, that we are always in the presence of the Almighty. So let us take comfort in the words of Psalm 91. Let us find strength in its promises, peace in its message of hope. Let us trust in the Lord with all our hearts, knowing that He will never fail us, never abandon us, never leave us to face the trials of life alone. For in the words of Psalm 91, we find a prayer of protection, a prayer of deliverance, a prayer of salvation. It is a prayer that has stood the test of time, a prayer that has brought comfort and solace to countless souls. It is a prayer that reminds us of the power of faith, the power of trust, the power of love. So let us hold fast to the words of Psalm 91. Let us recite them in times of trouble, in times of need, in times of joy and celebration. Let us make them our own, engraving them on our hearts, carrying them with us wherever we go. For in the words of Psalm 91, we find a prayer that is as powerful today as it was when it was first written. A prayer that speaks to the depths of our souls, that touches the core of our being, that reminds us of the eternal love of the Almighty. So let us take comfort in the words of Psalm 91. Let us find strength in its promises, peace in its message of hope. Let us trust in the Lord with all our hearts, knowing that He will never fail us, never abandon us, never leave us to face the trials of life alone. Amen.